Hello dear students, welcome to the course of Engineering Thermodynamics. Today we are going to discuss first law of thermodynamics and for that basic fundamentals. So in this lecture we are going to cover how to read the steam table, how to fetch the data from steam table. So let us start, and before doing so let us quickly understand what are the formulas that we have already covered from the previous lectures. So as you can see on the screen, the very first is superheated steam, the second is dry or saturated steam, then the third is wet steam. So as you can see here, H superheated, that is that means superheated, H superheated is equal to Hg plus Cps T sup minus T set. Now T sup, that means temperature of superheated steam, and T set, that means temperature of saturated steam. Hg, that means nothing but enthalpy of dry steam. As you can see, that is also the second equation, and in this equation Cps is nothing but specific heat at constant pressure for steam. Now let's move further. As you can see, wet steam can be defined as, enthalpy of wet steam can be defined as H is equal to Hf plus X HFG, where Hf is enthalpy of the liquid state, X is dryness fraction, HFG is the enthalpy required to convert liquid to gaseous phase, right? That is latent heat. H is equal to U plus PV also, that is summation of internal energy and product of pressure and volume. Further, you can see that steady flow energy equation is written in the form of time and steady flow energy equation is written in the form of mass. And further, for air you can write enthalpy as product of specific heat at constant pressure Cp into temperature T, and U is equal to Cv into T. Remember students, always take the temperature in Kelvin. Okay, so let us start. So if you are having any steam table, if you have any thermodynamic textbook or reference book, then at the end of that reference book or textbook you will find a table that is steam table. So steam table is nothing but the table that will give you the data regarding the steam. Remember one thing, when your fluid is water, then and then you can refer steam table. Okay, so your fluid is nothing but water, so from that water, if you evaporate the water, that will create into steam. So you should be concerned about only steam. Okay, so that is your fluid that you should keep in mind. So as you can see over here, at the end of any book you will find steam table like this. So let us understand. Very first is, as you can see at the top of the table, it is written that saturated water and pressure table, right? So saturated water, and this table is particularly pressure table. So what does it mean? Pressure table, that means what? Simple. In the first column you will find that the pressure is given, so all values are related to the pressure given. Okay, so that you should keep in mind. If it is written over here temperature table, then you will find that the first column will be of temperature. Okay, so as you can see from the very first is pressure. So pressure is denoted in kilopascal, so you can see the pressure range, right? Starting from 1 kilopascal to 50 is mentioned over here, and in your steam table you will find many more values. Then second column is saturation temperature. Now saturation temperature is nothing but the boiling temperature at given pressure. Let us understand it simple way. For example, as we all are aware that water generally at atmospheric pressure boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 degrees Celsius is boiling point of water at atmospheric pressure. So now atmospheric pressure is in kilopascal how much? Simple, 101.325 kilopascal. So okay, so if your pressure is 101.325 kilopascal, then your saturation temperature is said to be 100 degrees Celsius. Clear? So that, just like that, if you have 1 kilopascal pressure, so at that point the water will start boiling at 6 degrees Celsius. So just understand, if you are decreasing the pressure, then the boiling point will also decrease. If you are increasing the pressure, then the boiling point will also increase. So that is what you will find over here. So this saturation temperature is nothing but the boiling point temperature of the water at that particular pressure. right? Then next is specific volume, right? We are very well aware about the definition of specific volume, that is nothing but the volume per unit mass. So for liquid and for gas, both values are denoted, so that is Vf and Vg. Further, if you recall, then it is internal energy written over here. So internal energy is represented in kilojoule per kg, right? And you can see over here it is represented for saturated liquid, evaporation and saturated vapor. So it is denoted by UF, UFG and UG. Understand this, the thing, that is F stands for fluid, FG stands for fluid to gas, and G stands for gas. Okay. Then enthalpy. So enthalpy also is denoted in kilojoule per kg. Saturated liquid is denoted by HF, that is enthalpy of fluid. Evaporation enthalpy, that is HFG, that is nothing but latent heat of vaporization. And saturated vapor enthalpy, that is denoted by Hg, right? Then further, same way for entropy also you will find SF, SFG and SG, right? So these all are the values that you will find in any typical steam table. Okay, so if you have one value, or let us say two inputs, okay, so then you can easily identify other conditions of that particular system. Okay, so as you, for example, you should have pressure and temperature, or you should have pressure and Dreynes fraction. Then you can easily identify internal energy, enthalpy, entropy, specific volume of the given system. Okay, so you should understand this concept, that you should have two inputs together to identify any property from the steam table. Okay, so that generally if you are having two inputs in the form of pressure, let us say the very first is pressure. So pressure is given, let us say 1 bar. And then next is what? Temperature. Second input is what? Temperature. So 1 bar and 200 degrees Celsius. So that might be the given condition. So identify the steam. Okay, so that might be the problem. Okay, so like this you will be given the input condition, right? If temperature is not given, then dryness fraction may also be given, right? For example, pressure is 1 bar and dryness fraction is 0.95. Okay, so you have to identify the steam. Okay, so likewise these are the examples how the input or the data for the steam might be given. Okay, so but obvious is that if you are given the pressure, okay, if you are given the pressure, then you will open the pressure table. Okay, then you will open the pressure table. Okay, so that is the very first thing that you should keep in mind. Okay, let's move further. Next table is temperature table. So as you can see, temperature table, in temperature table the very first column will be mentioned as temperature, okay, and corresponding to that temperature the saturation pressure. Okay, so saturation pressure, that is the thing, right? Now here just understand this concept, that what does it mean, what is the meaning of saturation pressure. So let us understand that. So if at given temperature, let us say 10 degrees Celsius is the temperature. So at 10 degrees Celsius, if the pressure is 1.2281 kilopascal, then the water will start boiling. Okay, if the pressure is below 1.2281, then the water will not boil. And if the pressure is higher than 1.2281, then water will start evaporating. Okay, so that you should keep in mind. Okay, that is the effect of saturation pressure. Okay, so here also you will find that two values of specific volume will be given, three values of internal energy, enthalpy and entropy will be given. So for temperature table, you will be given that the temperature is given, temperature of the steam is given, let us say 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that will be the input, temperature, and other input will be given as dryness fraction. So 200 degrees Celsius and dryness fraction is 1. So identify the steam condition. Okay, so that might be given like that. Okay, so that you should appreciate. Now further you will find in your steam table that superheated water table is also given. Okay, so superheated water table is only used when you are dealing with superheated condition of the steam. Okay, so what is superheated condition of the steam? So when your saturation temperature or your given temperature is higher than saturation temperature, then it will be known as superheated steam. Okay, so superheated steam is given, then you can directly identify the enthalpy from this given table. Okay, so as you can see in this table, the temperature is given, saturation temperature is given, and pressure is given like this. Here see, the pressure is given over here. Okay, so if you are given that 0.01 megapascal and temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, then identify the enthalpy of the superheated steam. So directly the enthalpy of the superheated steam will be 2879.6 kilojoule per kg. And remember one thing, the value of the temperature given in the bracket is nothing but the value of the saturation temperature. Okay, so obviously you can see over here, or you can appreciate the fact over here, that saturation temperature at 0.01 megapascal is 45.81 degrees Celsius. That means what? At 0.01 megapascal, water will start evaporating at 45.81 degrees Celsius. Now your steam is at 200 degrees Celsius. Now tell me, what will be the condition of the steam? Will it be dry, wet, or superheated? Obviously superheated, because you are much more higher than the boiling point of the steam. That is why this condition is nothing but superheated steam. So directly the enthalpy will be 2879.6. In other way, you can also find the enthalpy of the superheated steam using this formula. Which formula, sir? This one, very first. Okay, so if you find the formula, or if you find the value using this equation, that will be nearly equal to the value which is provided in this table. Okay, so you have two ways to find out the value of superheated steam. Okay, understood? But generally you can refer any of them. Okay, now further let us understand more in more depth. Calculate the enthalpy of 1 kg of steam at a pressure of 10 bar and dryness fraction as 0.95. Okay, as you can see over here, so mass of the steam is given 1 kg, then pressure is given 10 bar, and dryness fraction is given 0.95. So as you can see, there is no temperature given, right? So pressure is given. So if the pressure is given, so simply in your steam table you will identify which table? The pressure table. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you will open the pressure table. So let me go back to the previous slide. So as you can see in your steam table, here it will be written like this, right? Pressure table. So you will open this table. Okay, if you have steam table, then you can go parallelly with me. Okay, so open the steam table and identify 10 bar. So now what will happen? The first column which is in the steam table of pressure, so that pressure column might be in terms of kilopascal also, or it might be in terms of bar also. So it may vary from publisher to publisher. Some publisher use bar as the unit of the pressure, and some publisher use kilopascal as the unit. So you should know the standard conversion between bar and pascal. So what is the conversion? Conversion is 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 5 pascal, right? Or 100 kilopascal. Okay, so that you should remember that thing. 10 bar is equal to nothing but how much? 10 raised to 6 pascal, or 1000 kilopascal, right? Dryness fraction is given 0.95. Okay, let us identify and find the enthalpy of the steam using steam table. Okay, you keep one steam table along with you, because if you have any book of thermodynamics, so at the end of that book you will find the steam table. Okay, so now very first is conversion. So 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 5 pascal. So 10 bar is equal to how much? 10 raised to 6 pascal. And in kilopascal it will be how much? 1000 kilopascal. Sir, why have you converted into kilopascal? Because the steam table which I am referring, in that pressure is denoted in kilopascal. Further hint, identify the condition of the steam. Okay, whether the steam is wet, dry, or saturated. So identify the condition. So remember student, whenever you are dealing with steam, then first identify the condition of the steam, whether it is wet or dry or superheated. Okay, and remember one more thing, that dry steam is also known as saturated steam. Okay, now as you can see 0.95, that is nothing but the dryness fraction is already given. So if the dryness fraction is already given, then by default you can identify the condition of the steam. So remember, if the dryness fraction is less than 1, then it is by default wet steam. So you can see over here 0.95 is the dryness fraction, which is less than 1, then it is by default wet steam. So here I have written x is less than 1, so it is wet steam. Further, I have steam table like this, right? So in this table, which value I will identify? 1000 kilopascal. So as you can see, I will identify 1000 kilopascal, right, like this. So at 1000 kilopascal, what I will need? I will have to identify the condition of the steam. So I have already identified the condition. What is wet? The condition, that is wet steam. So now I should recall the equation of wet steam enthalpy. So what is the equation of the enthalpy of the wet steam? Simple, H is equal to HF plus X HFG, right? So you can see here H is equal to HF plus X HFG. So in this equation, HF is what? Nothing but at the given pressure, that is 1000 kilopascal, identify the value of HF, that is 762.51. So simply put this value over here. So I have substituted the value in the equation, 762.51. Further, X is given directly, that is 0.95. See here the X is given 0.95. So I have put 0.95. Then HFG, so at the same pressure, that is 1000 kilopascal, HFG is how much? 2014.6. So 2014.6. So final you will have the value of enthalpy as 2676.38 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so this will be the enthalpy value for the given condition of wet steam. Okay, I hope you are clear with this phenomena, right? Remember one more thing, dear students, hint, that is, if you do the summation of HF and HFG direct, okay, if you do the summation of HF and HFG direct, then that will be equal to HG. Okay, sir, how is it? Is that possible? Simple, just run your logic in your mind. So HF plus HFG, that means at that time I have taken X is equal to 1. Now X is equal to 1, that means what? Dry steam. So dry steam enthalpy is nothing but Hg. So that is why you can write directly Hg. So you can do that practice also. Okay, you can verify by yourself at home that if you sum up 720 plus this, if you sum up these two value, then that will be equal to this one, right? That will be equal to this value. Okay, so this you should keep in mind. Further, let's move further. Calculate the enthalpy of 1 kg of steam at pressure of 10 bar and 179.88 degrees Celsius temperature. So remember students, pressure and temperature both are given. So as far as the pressure is given, you will refer the pressure table. So just open the pressure table, and before doing so, as my pressure table is having pressure in terms of kilopascal, I will convert 10 bar into kilopascal. So 10 bar is nothing but 1000 kilopascal, right? So now identify the condition of the steam, whether it is wet, dry or superheated, right? So for that, here as you can see from the table, if I observe, then 1000 kilopascal. So at 1000 kilopascal, the saturation temperature is 179.88. Sir, what is the meaning of saturation temperature? Simple. If you are keeping the pressure as 1000 kilopascal, then water will start boiling at 179.88 degrees Celsius. So now given temperature is how much? Exactly equal to saturation temperature, right? So that means what? So that means your steam which is given over here, that will be dry steam. Okay, whenever, remember one thing, whenever the given temperature is equal to saturation temperature, then at particular pressure, then it will be by default a dry steam or saturated steam. Okay, so that thing you should keep in mind. Now further, so Hg, so Hg is nothing but how much? 2777.1. Directly you can identify at the given pressure, that is 1000 kilopascal. Okay, so you can identify the value of dry steam like this. Further, calculate the enthalpy of 1 kg of steam at pressure of 10 bar and 200 degrees Celsius temperature. So now you observe that the temperature is given as 200 degrees Celsius. So what will happen? First convert the bar into kilopascal. So that means pressure is converted, 1000 kilopascal is the pressure conversion. Then identify again the condition of the steam, whether wet, dry or superheated. Once identify, so how can you identify? Simple, at 1000 kilopascal, observe the saturation temperature. So as you can see, the saturation temperature is 179.88 degrees Celsius and given temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. So your given temperature is higher than the saturation temperature. So if that is the case, I am repeating again, the given temperature is higher than the saturation temperature. If that is the case, then the given steam will be nothing but superheated steam. Okay, so this is the superheated steam. So for superheated steam, what is the equation of enthalpy? Simple, H superheated is equal to Hg plus Cps T superheated minus T saturated, right? So that is what I have written over here in this equation, Hg. So at 1000 kilopascal, identify the value of Hg, that is nothing but 2777.1. So I have substituted over here, plus Cps. Now remember one thing, Cps for steam, that is specific heat at constant pressure for superheated steam, is 2.1 kilojoule per kg. This value you should keep in mind because it will not be given in the examination. Okay, it is expected that you are very well aware with the value. So Cps is equal to 2.1 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so that is the 2.1 you will write over here. Then T superheated minus T saturated. Now given temperature, if the given temperature is higher than the saturation temperature, then by default the given temperature will be superheated temperature. So 200 degrees Celsius, and as I have said earlier, always refer the temperature in Kelvin when you are dealing with thermodynamics. Okay, so here I have converted 200 degrees Celsius into Kelvin, so that is nothing but 473 Kelvin. Okay, and T saturated, that is 179.88 degrees Celsius, convert it into Kelvin, then you will have 452.88. So if you do the calculation of this thing in calculator, you will find the value of the enthalpy of superheated steam at given condition, that is 10 bar and 200 degrees Celsius, as 2819.352 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so that is how you can find out the enthalpy of superheated steam, right? Further, let's move further. Calculate the enthalpy of 1 kg of steam at a pressure of 820 kilopascal. Okay, now this is most important. See what will happen. As you can see over here, we are given the pressure of 800 kilopascal and 850 kilopascal only. So we do not know the pressure that is 820 kilopascal. That is the intermediate pressure. So you have to do the interpolation to find out the values at 820 kilopascal. So in order to do so, let us identify how to do that thing, because in steam table all values are not given. Okay, understand, each and every pressure value, corresponding value of pressure is not given. Okay, some certain slabs are given. So what if the intermediate value is asked? So do this thing. Okay, so as you can see, the pressure at 800 kilopascal, let us say I want to identify the enthalpy of dry steam, that is Hg, at 820 kilopascal. Okay, that is my aim. So at 800 kilopascal, you will write the Hg, that is 2768.3 kilojoule per kg, and at 850 the value is 2770.8 kilojoule per kg, right? Further, as you can see, the interpolation formula will be substituted like this. The known values, right? So known values is what? 850 minus 800. So higher value minus lower value. So 850 minus 800, that is I have written over here, divided by, what do you want to find out? That is 820. So 820 minus 800. Okay, 820 minus 800, that is equal to how much? So that is equal to, again follow this convention for right hand side also. Now which value I want to find out? I want to find out Hg. Then take value of Hg corresponding to 850 kilopascal. So corresponding to 850 kilopascal, the value of Hg will be how much? 2770.8, right? As you can see over here, right? So minus corresponding value of Hg at 800 kilopascal is how much? 2768.3. kilojoule per kg. So substitute that value also. Now value of Hg at corresponding to 820 kilopascal is what? That we do not know. That is what we are desired to find out. That is x. So put x over here. Minus 800. So a corresponding value of dry steam enthalpy, that is Hg at 800 kilopascal is what? 2768.3. Right. So this is how the equation can be written. So in this equation only one unknown is there, that is x. So identify x. So you will find that enthalpy of steam, dry steam at 820 kilopascal is nothing but 2769.3 kilojoule per kg. So that is nothing but Hg at 820 kilopascal. So remember student, you can identify or find any value from this all, right? Any value, that is enthalpy, entropy, internal energy, specific volume or saturation temperature at intermediate pressure using this phenomena. Okay, I hope you are clear with this thing. Okay, so today we are going to give up to this point. Thank you.